What's going on, everybody? It's Jack back on the YouTube video. Hopefully you guys are having a great day. I've got some big things planned. So first things first, I need to head up to an appointment. Like you can probably see in the thumbnail and read in the title, it is at a tattoo shop. So first things first, we're gonna head up there. Got an appointment in about 20 minutes. So let's go ahead and do that. Alrighty, we have made it. We are outside the tattoo shop. So this might actually take more than one appointment. Regardless, I'm actually not gonna bring the camera in, not quite at that point of confidence to record myself in public and stuff like that. However, I will check in, whether it takes one appointment, two appointments. I'll check back in with you guys once the arm is done, healed, and we're back in the garage. And we're back in the garage. Like I said, no better way to show off a new tattoo other than going over an arm workout, getting a nice pump. I'm gonna explain the three or four exercises I use for my biceps and triceps to grow them over the years. I'll talk about how I focus the long head, the short head of the bicep, and then the lateral, long, and medial heads of the tricep. But first things first, make sure you're training your triceps. I think a lot of people see biceps, they see the peak, they think that's what they need to train, but actually the tricep makes up 2/3 of your arm. So if you're missing out on training your triceps, you're missing out on a lot of gains, a lot of mass, and a lot of big looks in your tricep. Who doesn't want that big horseshoe? First things first, we'll get into some tricep exercises. The first exercise I start almost every single arm day out with is a tricep exercise. This is going to be the barbell, or in this case, an easy bar skull crusher. This is going to target specifically the long head of the tricep, which is going to be the bulk of your tricep, the long head. To target this, we're going to make sure our shoulder is in flexion. So when the shoulder is extended above your head, it's already a pre-stretch on the long head. So when we're in this position, whether it's extending something over your head, or in this case, I'll be lying down and having my elbows slightly behind my head for the extension of the skull crusher. It's going to target the long head as it is pre-stretched, right like this. I do 3 sets. We want to aim for 10 to 12 reps. Stay pretty heavy, but we'll be here. Like I said, in order to extend the tricep and flex the shoulders, we're going to move back here. So we have that pre-stretch in the long head, and we're extend just like this. The skull crusher is a great mass builder. It is something where you can load up really heavy, where some of the cable movements you can't go as heavy as you can on something like a barbell or easy bar skull crusher. So it's a great start to the workout, and then we'll go on to the next tricep exercise. My second favorite tricep exercise, following up these skull crushers, is the straight bar cable press down. This is gonna target the lateral head, or this head right here. You have to trust me, I know you probably can't see it all that well because I got a layer of fat, a little fluff right now at the end of this bulk, but it is right here. Essentially what we're gonna do here is we're gonna take a pretty heavy weight. Some people can probably do, my guess is around 10 to 12 reps with. You have your arms, make sure they're over top. A lot of people tend to think, oh, if I go underhand, they feel more of a contraction, it hits the lateral head more. The triceps have no part in the supination or pronation of your wrist. So definitely go overhand. It's gonna make you able to do more weight. We'll be here, keep the elbows in front of the body till right about here, and at this point, all it is the elbow extension. We wanna extend, keep our elbows nice and tight, triceps by your side, and work that medial, long, and lateral head specifically. We'll be here, really work the lateral head, squeeze at the bottom, full extension, just like that. So now we've covered the long head, the lateral head, and last thing we'll do is get into the medial head. Third and final tricep exercise, we're going to target the medial head. The medial head sits below the long head, so the long head actually joins above our shoulder. That's why when we do the skull crushers, we want the shoulder in flexion to pre-stretch the long head. Now we want to target the medial head, which is going to be below the long head. To do that, we're gonna be doing some diamond push-ups. So you guys should immediately be able to feel this as soon as you get in the position. We're gonna be on the ground in a diamond push-up, but I'll get a better angle of that. I'm going to demonstrate the triangle push-up. So we're gonna have our hands, triangle, diamond push-ups, a variety of different names, but we're gonna essentially put our hands in a triangle or a diamond shape. We're gonna put those on the ground, just like in here. We're gonna go up like a normal push-up, shoulders stacked, elbows stacked. We're gonna go down, elbows out, but by your side, and press up from here, just like that. So what you should feel is a nice stretch and contraction in the triceps, specifically like we mentioned, that medial head, which is gonna be below the long head. So right here, diamond push-ups, down, and up. Specifically the diamond push-ups, I recommend going to failure performing 3 sets, failure each time. Use your body weight as the weight. For the skull crusher and the cable push down, I'd say 3 sets of anywhere from 8 to 12, doing a heavy weight, but you can control with good form. And we've wrapped up my 3 exercises I use to grow my triceps. We have the skull crusher for the long head. We have the cable bar press down for the lateral head, and then we have the diamond push-ups for the medial head. Once again, they're all activated when you do a tricep movement. However, you can definitely target one specific head by, like I said, changing the elbow position or the shoulder position. Next thing we'll get into are my 4 favorite bicep movements. In the bicep, we have the long head and the short head. The long head runs along the brachialis, which I'll touch on in a little bit, and the short head is more of the peak. It depends where your insertion is, but essentially the peak is by targeting the short head. First things first, we're gonna target both the long head and the short head together with a mass builder. I use this to start my bicep exercises just to make sure I have the highest amount of muscle tension and breakdown I can get. In this case, we'll be using the barbell or easy bar curl in this case. Very basic. We're gonna have the barbell in front of us, or easy bar curls, a supinated grip, and then we're just gonna be curling, nothing too crazy. We wanna make sure all the tensions in our biceps, we don't wanna be swinging it. We don't wanna be using too much of our anterior delts by lifting it forward. We wanna make sure all the tension is in our biceps. And we wanna aim for 3 sets. In this case, I go 8 to 10, keep it pretty heavy. And then boom, just like that. That is a great way to start your bicep training out. And now we'll get into the short head. Alrighty, so in order to target the short head of the bicep or the peak, we're gonna use the preacher curl. A lot of gyms have machines that you can do this on. I don't really have that option, so I'm gonna be using a dumbbell as well as just an incline bench. Works just as well, just takes a little longer because you have to do 1 arm at a time. Very similar to any other preacher curl. We're gonna have our dumbbell here, our bicep here. So we're gonna stay supinated the whole time. Another big thing, we can go at a little bit higher of an incline. Boom. The big thing here is we're getting our elbow in front of our body. So what that's gonna do is allow us to target the short head or the peak a little bit more, as it's already gonna be in a slightly contracted state. And then we're gonna make sure when we curl, this is where the actual position of the wrist comes into play. We wanna make sure that as we curl up, we supinate and really squeeze the pinky and turn our hand inward. So what this looks like without the dumbbell, my wrists are here. We want to turn so the thumb goes down and the pinky comes up. You can feel that as soon as you twist, your bicep's gonna contract on its own. You can literally see, so if I'm here, my biceps is rather relaxed. So as I twist, you can literally see my bicep contract, just like that. So you know that as you supinate, your bicep is being squeezed right there. For the preacher curl, as we come up, we want to make sure we turn our pinkies and really squeeze at the top. Focus on that peak. And really squeeze at the top. In this case, I like to do 3 sets, and we're going to do the higher rep range for these. I like to do 12 to 15 per arm. Really squeeze at the top just like that. Full extension at the bottom. Boom. Once you're done with that, you'll switch over and do the other arm as well. We've now done our mass builder. We now have our peak targeted with a short head. Now we want to target the long head, a little bit more mass on there. We're going to be doing incline curls. Once again, we're targeting the long head by getting the elbow behind our body. So for the short head, we want the elbow in front of the body. Now with the long head, we want the elbow behind the body. There are a few ways to accomplish this, but my personal favorite way is to do incline curls. When you get into the incline, it automatically puts your elbows behind your body. As you can see, obviously my elbows are down, so you don't really need to focus on much other than curling the weight up. We're gonna be here, nice proud chest, almost like we're doing an incline bench. Put our arms just down by our side. Once again, we're gonna squeeze up, just like this. It's a pretty basic movement, but it's one of my favorite for training the long head and overall bicep development. Just like that. Once again, we'll be in the 3 sets of the 12 to 15 rep range. I've noticed that my biceps tend to grow the most when I am in the higher rep ranges, making sure we are reaching that fatigue level around the 12th to 15th rep. Otherwise, if I go too heavy, I start to swing it after the 4th or 5th rep to try to get to 8. I think it's better to drop the weight, increase the reps, and have higher intensity. For our 4th and final bicep exercise, we're gonna be targeting the brachialis, the muscle that's gonna run essentially between your bicep and tricep, help with just pushing the bicep up, make it a little bit bigger and overall arm mass. My favorite way to target this is with hammer curls, but essentially to target the brachialis, we want the arm in a pronated position. So we have supinated here, which we've been doing the preacher curls, the easy bar curl, even the incline curls with. Now we want to take it and rotate it to a neutral grip. You can even do a reverse easy bar curl with your hands pronated. However, I like the hammer curl. I feel it in the brachialis a lot. I think this is a great finisher. I like to do 3 sets of 15 to 20 reps for these. Really hammer out the bicep and brachialis. You can also feel it in your forearm. It's going to be all the way up. For this guy, once again, a neutral grip. So we're gonna be right here. We aren't supinated, we aren't pronated. We're gonna be right here, the hammer curl. I like to do a slight crossbody, as you can see here. I'm not going straight out. I like to do a slight crossbody to inner chest and touch. And I think this is a great alternating arm workout. And it really gives a nice finish to the workout. Like I said, 3 sets of 15 to 20 reps, a little bit higher here. You'll have a pump like no other. Your biceps will be breaking through your skin. We'll do 3 sets there. And after that, that wraps up my arm workout. Those are the 7 exercises I use to train my arms, get the biceps and triceps to grow. Like I said, the tricep is 2/3 your arm. Make sure you don't forget it. Otherwise, thanks for tuning in, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys next week. Peace. Also, happy April Fool's Day.